News Center 7.
You know, people have various questions about legal marijuana across our states, and people cannot buy recreational pot at dispensaries, but we reported on News Center 7 last week that might change as early as next month. That is when the state will start giving dispensaries licenses to sell. But various cities and towns in the Miami Valley have moratoriums, meaning businesses there cannot sell pot for upwards of a year. On whio.com, we have a list of cities this involves.
Memorial Day marks 5 years since 15 tornadoes hit the Miami Valley. 82-year-old Dale Hanna died when a tornado hit Salina. A twister picked up a car and slammed it into his house while he was sleeping.
He was in bed asleep. He had his hearing aids out. I doubt that he heard anything coming. The tornado picked up and slammed into his house, the back of his head into his bedroom, and it hit him. Took him instantly.
Now, one of Dale's daughters also told me, in addition to taking her dad, the tornado destroyed a lot of family heirlooms that remind her of her mother, who died 5 years earlier.
You know, Gabrielle, you've been working the last week or so on a series of stories we're going to be hearing over the next few days.
Right.
And again, we were surprised that night as to 15 tornadoes and just how dangerous it was, and the fact that only 2 people wound up losing their lives as to what happened that night.
Right, and talking with them, I talked with both families. They all have a very faith base, and they said that 5 years later, they've learned a lot. They still miss their loved ones, but they're hoping people have taken tornadoes seriously since 2019.
You know, and we were talking about it when we've had upwards of 50 tornadoes this year. I mean, and we're very close to our average for the entire year, Austin.
Oh, close. We've blown past it.
Yeah, and again, as Gabrielle was saying, you know, people have heeded warning, and we've been very, very fortunate for the most part. Unfortunately, a couple of months ago when tornadoes hit, there were 3 lives lost up north. But nevertheless, people they heed the warning, they listen, they use their devices. People have really become weather smart over the last several years.
They really have, and I think it's been a good opportunity for us as we get out into schools to kind of educate kids on how this stuff works too. Because every time I go out into school lately, all they want to do is talk about tornadoes.
Right.
And that didn't used to be the case just last year.
Sure.
So it's been a scary year, but hopefully we're getting through it. And luckily this next system that comes through tomorrow, while there could be a few stronger storms, it does not look to be a big tornado threat for our area. All right, this is good news tonight. Big picture view on Live Doppler 7. Notice how the red boxes are dropping off. That means the tornado watches are being canceled as we get later into tonight. And that's exactly what I expected this storm system to do. The main line of storms out to our west would really fall apart before it was able to bring us a severe weather threat for tomorrow morning. Now, notice these showers out here through parts of Illinois. These may still make it here as showers, maybe a couple rumbles of thunder, but nothing severe as we get our day going. And then we'll just see what can redevelop into tomorrow afternoon. For the time being, Live Doppler 7 radar is dry as it scans the skies, and it feels like a summer night. Look at this, it's 11:20. And we're at 79 degrees here in Dayton, mid-70s across the board. No fog out there tonight, and of course we're dry, so if you're doing driving late tonight, you're still in good shape. Maybe a little bit different story there by tomorrow morning. So tonight's forecast, a chance for showers by early tomorrow morning. We're talking after about 5 in the morning, and the low tonight, only 70 degrees. It's going to be warm and kind of sticky first thing out the door tomorrow morning. Getting you ready for your day, I want you to have your push notifications on that WHIO weather app. It'll let you know if you have a storm nearby. You may also want the rain gear, but you won't need the rain gear all day, and you still want the sunglasses. Although we have storms possible, the sun should come out in the middle part of the day, and it's not a terrible day all around. Here's how things look on Futurecast. So we're tracking that weakening line of storms out to our west tonight. You see tomorrow morning, it could come through here as a broken line of showers. Everybody sees some cloudy skies to begin the day. But then we get that recharge time into tomorrow afternoon where the sun comes out and we build up that instability. But I do think by the time we have built up our instability, the area most favorable for strong storms is going to be just to our south and just to our east. We could see a few, I'm talking 1, 2, or 3 isolated strong storms locally, but I think the worst misses us tomorrow. For the time being, the Storm Prediction Center has about half of the Miami Valley in the level 2 out of 5 slight risk for severe storms. As you check in with meteorologist Brittany Ritz tomorrow morning, hopefully the trend that we see is that the SPC has knocked this slight risk down a little bit further to the south. There's still some things to fine tune as we get a little closer to tomorrow. All in all, there's a threat for storms, but not an overwhelming threat, and we should see some drying time in between the rounds. 83 degrees, the high tomorrow, and then after that, we keep those daily storm chances around right up through the end of the 7-day forecast. I think the wettest day out of the next 7 comes in on Sunday, and then the early look at Memorial Day. Typical summertime stuff. A chance for a few storms, high temperatures there, close to 80 degrees.
When it comes to the dangers facing our firefighters, they're not talking about smoke and flames.
We never knew that the gear and the equipment that we're using is killing us.
On TV tonight, millions of people heard from this Miami Valley firefighter about his wife who died. She was a firefighter and blames her death on the gear she thought was keeping her safe.